Hello, my dear students. How are you? I think you are okay by the grace of Almighty Allah. Me too. This is Dawan Muhammad Imdad, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Milestone College, Uttara, Dhaka. Today I have appeared before you with a very interesting topic, and it is writing flowchart. This is question number 2 of your first paper. In this question, you can easily get 10 out of 10. But for getting these marks, that is 10 out of 10, you have to follow some instructions, that is you have to follow some rules so that you can get 10 out of 10. Now look at the whiteboard. Here lies the techniques that you should follow. First one, heading or introduction. You are asked to write a heading or introduction in order to write a flowchart. Second one, 6 horizontal boxes or vertical boxes. It depends on you whether you write horizontal boxes or vertical boxes. These are the horizontal boxes and these are the vertical boxes. And it will totally depend on you. Number 3, you are not allowed to write sentence. It is better to write or better to use phrase instead of sentence. Fourth one, same or parallel structure better. That is, if you start with noun phrase in all other boxes, that is in consecutive boxes, you have to use noun phrases. If you use adjective phrases in other boxes, that is in consecutive boxes, you have to write adjective phrases. Then phrase starting with small or capital letter depending on the question. If the first box starts with capital letter, all other boxes, that is the consecutive boxes, will follow the first one, that is capital letter. If the first box starts with small letter, in the consecutive boxes, that is from 2 to 6, we will write the small letter. Okay, my dear students, now come to the point. So don't use any full stop after writing any box or after completing any box. Then acceptable phrases would be noun phrase, it may be adjective phrase or to plus verb or verb plus ing. These are the possible phrases you can use in the boxes. And arrow mark, another very important thing is that arrow mark is a must. And if you actually break any arrow mark in any place or from one box to another, so your marks will be curtailed. Then, if possible, auxiliary verbs and article should be avoided. So I can cite an example in this connection. Look at the sentence. 10 people were killed in a road accident. If we write it in a flowchart form, we can write 10 people, we can omit were, 10 people killed in, we can omit a, in bus accident, in road accident, in road accident. In this way, we can write a flowchart, and if you want to write flowchart, you have to follow these steps or these rules or procedures. Now come to the point. My dear students, I think you are still with me. Now come to the point, and I also believe you have book in front of you. Now, notwithstanding, we wanna see what is in the passage. Let's have a look. Alleviating traffic congestion is one of the major development challenges of our time. It's a major challenge. Half of the world population already lives in cities, and the UN estimates that the population will rise to nearly 70% by 2050. Dhaka, the world's largest, that is densest and fastest growing city, is a case study in how this problem got so bad and why it is so difficult to solve. Dhaka's infrastructure doesn't match the scale of its population. Just 7% of the city is covered by roads compared with 25% of Paris and Vienna. Now, Dhaka also suffers from absence of a planned road network. There are 65 major intersections, but only 60 traffic lights, many of which don't work. That means the police force isn't enforcing driving or parking rules. They are in the intersections. What they are doing? They are just directing traffic. My dear students, and the last portion. The cost of Dhaka's traffic congestion is estimated 83.8 billion a year, and that's just the delays and air pollution, not the less tangible losses in quality of life. My dear students, we have already seen the passage, or we have already read the passage carefully. Now I will go for the questions and we will solve the question. My dear students, we have already finished reading the passage. Now come to the point. Here is the flowchart you are required to answer. And the question is, read the following passage and make a flowchart showing the causes of traffic jam. So the requirement is the causes of traffic congestion in Dhaka city and losses owing to traffic congestion. Congestion means jam. Traffic congestion means traffic jam. Now, my dear students, as we have already read the passage, so it will be very easy for us to pick the point and insert them in different boxes. First one is done for you, and I have already written all the consecutive answers for your convenience. Now, how can we write? First of all, look at this. We can omit these lines, that is these words from the question, and we can start write a flowchart. Write with this, a flowchart showing the causes of traffic congestion in Dhaka city and losses owing to traffic congestion. Then we can omit these and we can add something more. Is given below. Is given below, then we can use a colon, and this is the answering procedure. As it is question number 2, so we can write answer to the question number 2. So then we can use underline or not, it will depend on you. So answer to the question number 2, and the answering procedure is a flowchart showing the causes of traffic congestion in Dhaka city and losses owing to traffic congestion is given below. Then as first one was given for you, and I have written second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. First one was Dhaka, the world densest and fastest growing city. And second one would be roads covering only 7%. Then third, lacking in planned road network. We do not have planned road networks. That's why traffic congestion occurs. Traffic signals not working. Our traffic signals, most of the places, the traffic signals are not properly working, you know. Then number 5, country losing $3.8 billion per year because of traffic congestion. And last but not the least, undergoing tangible losses in quality of life. That is, our quality of life becomes lower because of the traffic jam. So in this way, we can answer this flowchart. My dear students, I believe you are still with me. Now, we want to solve another flowchart taken from the same passage that we have already read. But before doing this, I wanna remind you some of the basic points that I told you in the beginning of my, or in the inception of my lecture. In order to write a flowchart, first of all, you have to do some things. First one, use suitable headlines. Second one, use arrow marks. An arrow mark is a must for writing flowchart. Third one, avoid auxiliary verbs and articles or repeated subject if possible. Then use parallel structure, that is, it may be noun phrase, adjective phrase, or to plus verb or verb plus ing. If you write your flowchart in this way, I have already told you, I think you will get 10 out of 10. Now, my dear students, look at the whiteboard. This is the second flowchart we are doing, and it is taken, I have already informed you, from the same passage. So this is the question. Read the above text and make a flowchart showing the findings of the survey on infrastructure. One is done for you. And this is the question. And first one was given. And I have written all the information, that is all the required information. Now come to the point, how can we write this question? So we can write this question in this way, like this is the answering mode. So we can write a flowchart showing the findings of the survey on infrastructure, and we can omit this one and add something. Infrastructure is given below, and we have to use a colon, and this is the answering procedure of flowchart. Then first one was given, poor infrastructure, and after this, insufficient roads and streets. Third one, acute absence of planned road network. Fourth one, poor traffic management. Fifth one, weak enforcement of driving and parking rules. Last but not the least, unbearable traffic jams. My dear students, I have already solved 2 flowcharts from the same passage, and I have already informed you all of the procedures, all of the rules related to do or to solve this flowchart. If you follow this system, I think you will have the maximum benefit. Dear students, now I wanna call it a day. Before that, I pray for your good and sound health. Stay safe, my dear students. Till then, Allah Hafiz.